Just a week ago, John McCain was on the offense over lipstick. Now the race has clearly shifted to real concerns after the economy started going off like metal in a microwave. The focus on issues means that the momentum has turned in Barack Obama's favor. And for the first time since McCain and Obama clinched their respective nominations, we are watching John McCain play political defense. You know what? He's better at offense. The latest evidence, Senator McCain selling his drill baby drill plan, now with an environmental twist to push for more offshore oil rigs.
You look down, and there's fish everywhere. There's fish everywhere. The fish love to be around those rigs. So not only can it be helpful for energy, it can be for some pretty good meals as well.
So recapping offshore oil rigs, fish love them. Remember when they tried to sell the idea of drilling in Anwar in Alaska with the argument that the caribou love to cuddle up to the oil pipelines? They love that pipeline warmth. Yeah, okay. Then there's Sarah Palin, seeming to sense the unsteady footing on Team McCain. She's now flipping the script and calling McCain her running mate when selling the idea of the two of them as a ticket.
That's exactly what we're going to do in a Palin and McCain administration.
But perhaps the most dramatic symptom of the bad-on-defense McCain campaign troubles right now is the growing chorus of disgruntled Republicans complaining about the Maverick and about his campaign. Elizabeth Drew, author of the laudatory McCain biography from 2002, Citizen McCain, she today added her voice to the choir, writing, quote, McCain's recent conduct of his campaign has reinforced my earlier and growing sense that John McCain is not a principled man. In fact, it's not clear who he is. Ouch. Joining us now, Paul Begala, former advisor to President Bill Clinton and the author of Third Term, Why George W. Bush Hearts John McCain. Hi, Mr. Begala. Nice to see you.
Rachel, thank you. A longtime fan, first-time appearance, so thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Karl Rove, today, your fellow Texan, offered some free advice to Barack Obama. Rove said they are making a big mistake at the Obama campaign, attacking John McCain, trying to tie John McCain to President Bush. Karl Rove says Obama should instead return to optimism. So it's sort of like, thanks, Karl. I'm sure Obama will get right on that.
Yeah, you know, Carl's practicing fuzzy math there.
Yeah.
President Bush has approval rating around about 30%. John McCain is in about 45% in the vote. I was a liberal arts major, but it seems to me about 1 out of 3 McCain voters hates Bush. The more that Barack and the Democrats link McCain back to Bush, that 91% voting record that McCain has over 7.5 years, the better it is. The truth is he would be a third term for George W. Bush. That's why Carl's trying to tell, in his sort of Machiavellian way, trying to tell Obama not to do it. But I suspect Barack Obama a little bit smarter than Karl Rove, not going to listen to him.
I have a feeling he's not going to say yes to that advice, but it was hilarious to see Rove offer it. I will say, though, turning the tables a little bit, if Rove can give public bad advice to Barack Obama, Paul Begala, I believe that you can give good advice to John McCain. What do you actually think that the McCain campaign should be doing right now, tactically or substantively, to get back on the offense?
You know, they only have 2 problems. The country doesn't agree with McCain on domestic policy or foreign policy. Other than that, it's great, right? So what do? You distract, right? And this is where they have succeeded. They've done well when they were, you know, engaging in ridiculous, distracting debates over whether you should put lipstick on a hog or something. And so I would launch some distractions here. Maybe they would start the rumor. This is sort of a Karl Rove thing. Start the rumor, for example, that Barack Obama actually fathered a black child. They could do that. They could accuse him, say that maybe he dodged the draft. Now, I happen to know that Barack was in the 6th grade when the Vietnam War ended, but that's dodging the draft. He was hiding out in the safety of grammar school instead of serving his country. Well, you know, that's what they're going to have to do, is just distract.
There is a lot of ground on which to campaign, even if domestic and foreign policy are off the table. You instead campaign on personality and patriotism and all of those things. But particularly if the economy stays the issue, what should we expect from the Obama and Biden campaign in terms of how they turn that against McCain? How long specifically before Obama and Biden start talking about the Keating Five?
Well, that's right. I think that Charles Keating's name needs to be mentioned now. I think this is the time to bring that in, because McCain has a record here. He is now trying to style himself as a regulator and a reformer. Let's take a look. The last time we were in one of these messes, it was because, in part, because corrupt S&L operators, like Keating, were able to influence ethically challenged senators like McCain to try to lean on bank regulators like McCain did. Now, he was only admonished by the Senate Ethics Committee, and other senators behaved more badly, but it was the beginning of a pattern. Later, McCain becomes the powerful chairman of the Senate Commerce Committee. He weighs in on the Federal Communications Commission in a way that the FCC chairman at the time, Bill Kennard, thought was very inappropriate. He weighs in on behalf of telecommunication companies that happen to be giving money to the John McCain campaign. I mean, this is a guy who regularly has leaned on regulators to help the lobbyists who help him.
Is it a bad sign about the tactical, I don't want to say ruthlessness, tactical aggression of the Obama-Biden campaign that they have not yet raised this issue?
Oh, in the fullness of time, this is likely to come up. I don't work for them. I'm not in there. But
that's why I'm asking. I know.
Yeah, I've sent them money. But, I think they're on, right now, they're on a very good streak, talking about the economy and putting the Bush-McCain economic record on trial. I mean, I think people like me, like you, I think others ought to be pointing out that when McCain talks about regulation, his most important regulatory enterprise has been trying to subvert regulation on behalf of lobbyists who support him. But no, I think, where I suspect, well, I don't suspect, where I want Obama to go next, which is Social Security. If McCain and Bush had their way, a fourth of your grandparents and mine, of their Social Security would be invested in the stock market. It would be in Lehman Brothers. It would be in Bear Stearns. It would be in the tank. And that's also at the behest of the lobbyists who support McCain on Wall Street. I think that's a fruitful piece of economic debate that they ought to engage in. Let's hear McCain defend his proposal on Social Security. If it had passed, the Bush-McCain Social Security program, we would have lost a fourth of our Social Security in this country, potentially, depending on where it was invested.
Particularly as McCain this week has been describing Wall Street as running like a casino. It's a nice place to want to bet seniors' Social Security. Paul Begala, thank you so much for joining us.
Rachel, thanks. Congratulations again on the show. It's great.
Thank you.